Friends, Assalamu alaikum. Our today's topic is discussion number third of the poem Daffodils written by William Wordsworth. Discussion number third. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretch it in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Now questions इसके हैं. Question number A है, what does they refer to? What does they refer to? Answer इसका है, they refers to the golden daffodil flowers. They refers to the golden daffodil flowers. Now question number second इसका है, why have they been compared to the Milky Way? Why have they been compared to the Milky Way? इसका आंसर है, they here means the daffodils have been compared to the Milky Way because according to Wordsworth, they appeared like the stars that shine in the sky in the galaxy known as Milky Way. The comparison brings out the brightness of the flowers as well as their countless number. Answer: why have they been? Why they here means the daffodils have been compared to the Milky Way. The answer of this question is they, that is the daffodils, have been compared to the Milky Way because according to Wordsworth, they appeared like the stars that shine in the sky in the galaxy known as the Milky Way. The comparison brings out the brightness of the flowers as well as their countless number. Let me repeat the answer of this question again. They, the daffodils, have been compared to the Milky Way because, according to Wordsworth, they appeared like the stars that shine in the sky in the galaxy known as the Milky Way. The comparison brings out the brightness of the flowers as well as their countless number. Question number C part है इसका. Pick out an example of personification from these lines. What is the picture created by this description? Answer इसका है, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Tossing their heads in sprightly dance is an example of personification used in the given stanza. What is the picture created by this description? The picture created by this description of the countless golden daffodils is one of happy dancers dancing cheerfully. As they dance, they move their bodies up and back quite carelessly. As they dance, they move their bodies up and back quite carelessly. Question है, pick out an example of personification from these lines. What is the picture created by this description? Answer इसका है, tossing their heads in sprightly dance is an example of personification from these lines, or use it in the given stanza. Now question, what is the picture created by this description? Answer इसका है, the picture created by this description of countless golden daffodils is one of the happy dancers dancing cheerfully. As they dance, they move their bodies up and back quite carelessly. Now part number D इसका question है, find an example of a rhyming couplet from these lines. Find an example of a rhyming couplet from these lines. Answer इसका है, the following is the example of a rhyming couplet used in these lines. जैसे आप जानते हैं, 10,000 saw at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Now question number second है, stanza number second. इसके फिर questions होंगे. 10,000 saw at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves besides them dance, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not be but gay in such a jocund company. The question है, what did the poet see at a glance? Were they really 10,000 in number? Question है, what did the poet see at a glance? Were they really 10,000 at a glance? Answer इसका है, the poet saw the golden daffodil flowers at a glance. What did the poet see at a glance? The poet saw the golden daffodil flowers at a glance. Were they really 10,000 in number? No, the daffodils were not 10,000 in number. They were countless. Now, part number B. How did they outdo the waves? How do they outdo the waves? Answer इसका है the daffodils were happy. The waves were also happy, but the daffodils were much happier. They were much happier than the waves. They therefore outdid the sparkling waves in their happiness. Right? How did they outdo the waves? Answer इसका है the daffodils were happy. The waves were also happy, but the daffodils were much happier. They therefore outdid the sparkling waves in their happiness. अब इसका सी पार्ट है what do the waves refer to? What do the waves refer to? Here waves refer to the raised lines of water. Here waves refer to the raised lines of water that moved across the surface of the lake, by the side of which were growing countless daffodils. Question है what do the waves refer to? What do the waves refer to? यहाँ पे waves किसको refer करते हैं, क्या है? What do the waves refer to? Answer इसका है waves refer to the raised lines of water that moved across the surface of the lake, by the side of which were growing countless daffodils. Now part number D है how did the scene affect the poet? How did the scene affect the poet? It's part number D. How did the scene affect the poet? Answer इसका है the scene affected the poet quite immensely. He left a lasting effect on him. Late in life, the memory of the scene continued to give him happiness. हाँ क्या बेटी क्वेश्चन How did the scene affect the poet? How did the scene affect poet? इस scene ने क्या effect डाला poet पे? The scene affected the poet quite immensely. It left a lasting effect on his mind. Later in life, the memory of the scene continued to give him happiness. Now part number E है इसका. Pick out 3 words that mean being happy. Pick out 3 words that mean being happy. 3 words निकालने हैं इस स्टेंजा में और जो इसका माने ये होगा happy, which means being happy. The 3 words are gilly, gay and jocund. Now part number F है find 2 examples of personification from these lines. Find 2 examples of personification from these lines. Answer इसका है the 2 examples of personification in these lines are tossing their heads in sprightly dance. First, second, the waves beside them dance. Now first example है personification की tossing their heads in sprightly dance, and number second person ये है personification की example the waves. The examples of personification in these lines are tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Number second है the waves beside them dance. Now stanza number 3rd, discussion number 3rd का stanza number 3rd. I gazed and gazed but little thought what wealth the shore to me had brought, for oft when on my couch I lie in vacant or in pensive mood, for oft when on my couch I lie in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye. What is the bliss of? Which is the bliss of solitude? Now question number first है what is the wealth that poet is referring to in these lines? What kind of poetic device is used? What kind of poetic device is it? What is the wealth that the poet is referring to in these lines? The poet is referring to the wealth of joy which the beautiful golden daffodils along with the dancing waves brought to him. Now इसका आंसर है the poet is referring to the wealth of joy which the beautiful golden daffodils along with the dancing waves brought to him. What kind of poetic device is it? The poetic device used here by the poet is metaphor. यहाँ पे जो poet ने poetic device इस्तेमाल किया है, that is metaphor. Now B part. Why does the poet refer to it as wealth? Why does the poet refer to it as wealth? Why does the poet refer to it as wealth? Wealth here ordinarily refers to a large amount of money or material possessions. The poet feels delighted at the sight of the beautiful daffodils and the dancing waves. He calls the he calls the scenic beauty around the lake as wealth because with it he has been able to experience emotional happiness. To experience emotional happiness. इसका आंसर हम इस तरह लिख सकते हैं. The poet refers to it as wealth because it made him emotionally rich. Why does the poet refer to it as wealth? इसका आंसर हम इस तरह से लिखते हैं, बड़े आसान तरीके से लिखते हैं. The poet refers to it as wealth because it made him emotionally rich. Because it made him emotionally rich. Now C part इसका है. When does the poet feel blissful? When does the poet feel blissful? Answer इसका है. He feels blissful whenever he recollects the scene of daffodils. इसका आंसर है. He feels blissful whenever he recollects the scene of daffodils. When does the poet feel blissful? इसका आंसर ये भी हम सकते हैं. When the poet is all alone. He remembers the beauty of the daffodils experienced in the past. This recollection of the past, experience of joy in natural beauty, makes him feel his loneliness, blissful and extremely happy. Right? When does the poet feel blissful? The poet feels blissful whenever he recollects the scene of daffodils. आंसर में इसका हम ये भी लिख सकते हैं. When the poet is all alone, he remembers the beauty of the daffodils experienced in the past. This recollection of the past experience of joy in natural beauty makes him feel his loneliness blissful, that's just extremely happy. This was C part. Now D part. Why does the poet refer to it as being a blissful state? Why does the poet refer to it as a being blissful state? The poet refers to it as a being blissful state because the memory of the emotion of joy experienced long back in the company of the daffodils, making him happy once again in the present sad and thoughtful moments. Right? Question again मैं पढ़ता हूँ. Why does the poet refer to it as being a blissful state? The poet refers to it as being blissful state because the memory of the emotion of joy experienced long back in the company of the daffodils makes him happy once again in his present sad and thoughtful moments. Now question number E part है. Had the poet realized the importance of the scene when he had first seen it? Give reasons for your answer. Had the poet realized the importance of the scene when he had first seen it? Give reasons for your answer. Answer इसका है. No, the poet had not realized the importance of the beautiful scene of the daffodils and the lake waves when he had first seen it. Right? He had just been thrilled and excited without realizing that the memory of it in times ahead would be a source of joy for him. Now, give reasons of your answer. The reasons of our answer are the following lines. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. Thank you. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका.